I generally feel like men don't realize how far they can get with be ready by 7 o'clock on Friday. I made dinner reservations and I want you to wear a dress. We'll get them. It shows us that you're assertive and that you know how to make a plan.
No, guys aren't doing dinner reservations, be ready by 7 o'clock and all of that nonsense, because it doesn't do anything. And when you do that, women don't really appreciate it, but I'm gonna give you a glimpse into actually why they don't appreciate it.
I'm 24 and a man has never bought me flowers before, and I think I might go insane. But also, if I go insane and then I complain about how a man is never gonna buy me flowers, then I look desperate, so then nobody's gonna definitely buy me flowers. And it's this vicious fucking cycle that I'm sick of, and I wish to be loved, but I can't act like that I want to be loved, because you have to be too non-fucking chalant nowadays in order to find somebody that wants to fucking date.
Yes, because you never give the men that want to give you flowers and do all of this stuff for you, you never give them an opportunity to do so. So you don't get it. You go for the guys that you want, the guys that don't have to do that. This is insanity. They ask for these things or they get jealous when they see other women receiving these things. It's the only reason it's running across her mind. I'm 24 and I've never gotten flowers from a guy. You're going for the wrong type of guys. You're going for guys that are not into you. You are into them. But here's the thing. Men are staying single nowadays, so there's really no need to do all of that stuff. Maybe a guy will ask you to hang out, but it's funny when you hear them complaining as if they don't have access to this treatment. They have access to it. They don't want it from certain men, and then say they don't get access to the treatment. That doesn't make any sense. Let's get into another clip of something that they're used to.
Ever since I got out of my full-time 2-year relationship, my recap on the last year of being single is inhumane. It's inhumane. It's scary. And I swear none of them have jobs. I can't talk for myself because I'm a stay-at-home daughter myself. They don't know how to fix a tire. They don't know how to put a screw in the wall. They don't know how to use a screwdriver.
See, it's funny that they turn around and they want providers and stand-up dudes and dudes who've worked on themselves and have become, you understand? When a majority of their life, they deal with losers. Because when men are younger, they don't have much to offer but being charming and all of that stuff. So they go for that, right? They get played out, used and abused. Then when they get older, they think they're supposed to get a provider. A guy that really wants to look after them, take care of them. That's not how it's going out here. See, I tell guys to be cutthroat. Behind all the smiles and the jokes with them and stuff, the way they operate is nonsense. And this is why I tell you, it's not really real if you're not meeting her young and you're building together. She meets you when you have next to nothing. It's not real. The reason why they act funny style when you start trying to go over the top for them is because they're used to dealing with these guys when they're younger, mid-20s still, late 20s. They can never snap out of it because it's what they're used to. I want guys to understand that. When you start trying to go above and beyond and a woman is acting like, you know, it's nothing. Your effort is nothing. It's because 9 times out of 10, this is what they're used to. So we as men must be mature enough to understand what's going on. Oh, she's used to the other treatment from the guy she likes. I like her. I'm doing too much. You know what? It's cool. This is why it's very important to obtain king's treatment. Don't deal with women who aren't willing to give you that type of treatment because they don't see you as valuable. Stay away from them. Because if it's not going to be the king's treatment way, then what is it going to be? Because check this out. They go through their life dealing with low tier dudes who have nothing to offer them, grow up and then think that they're better than average dudes when you didn't even have average dudes before. You got low tier dudes before, dudes with nothing to offer. Now an average guy actually has something to offer, but you overlook him because he's average. Knock it off. Let's get the next one.
Girl, date the nerd. Date the guy that you're like, he's not my type, but your type is unemployed. Your type is a skateboarder. Your type is not going to be able to raise the family that you want to raise. Do you understand? Your type is the accumulation of media and socialization that you were exposed to in like middle school.
See, this is their strategy. When they can't get the guy that they really want to change and be a provider type of guy and be a stand-up family man, this is exactly why they get caught in this web, this cycle of getting pregnant by dudes who don't really care about them, because they're doing this to try to change the guy. It doesn't change him. So now this is why you have so many single moms out here getting offended when men are like, nah, I'm not stepping up to the plate for that. I'm not playing that stepdaddy role. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not trying to shower you and your kid with anything. They take offense to it. And guys are like, oh, nah, I could tell by your mannerisms how you are. I don't really want to partake in that. They take offense to it. Because men, smart men, understand that, you know what? You don't deserve good treatment. Not for me, at least. You know, you could deal with some other dude who doesn't know his value and get it from him. But for me, it's not going down. And they have a problem with that. They always try to switch the strategy. Date the nerd. Date the smart guy who took time to put into his craft, right? Get his degree, become someone, get a position, start his own company. He ain't really that appealing though. He ain't charming though. He ain't got the swag, the pizzazz. He doesn't have that. But you know what? He'll make a great long-term partner. Do not fall for this. This is why I tell you, bro. This is how they operate. It's not all women, but it's a majority of them. It's built into them. Can't get the guy I want, I'll get the guy who wants me. This is where these rules come into play. Oh, well, if you do the chores, if you take out the trash, you'll get lucky tonight. What? They operate this way with men that they're not attracted to, and that's how it goes most of the time. Guys talking about, I'm in the doghouse. She went after a guy that would be a good provider, not the guy that she's sexually attracted to. Don't go for it. Men are saying, I'd rather stay single than be in that position. And it's a problem. Men respecting themselves is a problem. They're begging for chivalry. They're begging for chivalry because it's to the point where guys are like, nah, I'm not going. Let's get the next one.
Someone explain why men choose the crazy girls. I genuinely don't understand. Should I become crazy? Should I become psychotic? Because I continue to get fucked over by mediocre men. Fucked over by men who genuinely are not hot enough to be acting the way that they're acting.
So if the men were hot, it's okay for them to treat you like crap? That's what you're saying? Guys, the timestamp is 13 minutes, 55 seconds of yesterday's video. I can't miss. I cannot miss. She's getting screwed over because all she offers is a box and a mouth. She's talking about, should I become crazy? What you call crazy, another man just might call passionate. Any woman that I've ever known that went crazy over a dude, or a woman that went crazy over me, invested heavy and didn't want to lose out on the investment. So what do you mean when you're saying crazy? Are you trying to insult these chicks? No, it seems like they're doing more than you're willing to do. And that's why he's going over there, or the guys are going over there, and they're not staying with you. Let's get the next one.
Your standards are too high. You're never gonna find a man if you don't lower your standards. Like, I'm sorry, is that not literally the point? Dating right now is literally the trenches, and I have actually been single for my entire life, for 26 years. So trust me when I say I am, one, used to being alone, and two, I enjoy my time by myself. I would much rather spend time by myself than be with some crusty dusty man who cheats or doesn't make an effort or talks to other girls. I would rather be alone than with what we're dealing with now, because I swear to God, every time I go on a date, I'm just like, what is happening? I don't know if social media has ruined dating or what, but the fact that there's just always another option out there, I think has ruined men or just made them even worse. But yeah, trust. If you're the one that's telling people they need to lower their standards so they can find a man, maybe you need to reevaluate your own standards, because we will find our person one day, and they are not the one who is liking our Instagram story and considering it a way of flirting.
You ever notice how they say being alone is peaceful, right? They'd rather be alone, but they're always loud about it. They're always talking about it. They're always complaining about it. That's the opposite of peace. So are you cool with being alone or not? And she's saying, you know, every time I go out on dates, why are you going out on dates if you're happy being single and it's gonna lead nowhere? They can never just sit alone with themselves and reflect, because that actually has to make them hold themselves accountable. You understand? When you sit with your thoughts where you're going wrong, you have to hold yourself accountable. You literally have to hold yourself accountable. They don't like that. So if you're happy being single, what is this video about? What is this video about? The fact that there's always another option makes it easier for men. That's false. Most men don't want to cheat. Most men can't cheat, and they're going to have to pay for it. When they're talking about men, they're talking about the men that they want. It's hilarious. So if a guy understands this, why is he trying to get into a relationship if she's not gonna bring king's treatment? But they're on the other side worried about what you're gonna do for them. Does that make any sense? Not to a man that understands his value, it doesn't make sense. Let's get the next one.
To be honest, I hate men, but where can I find a husband or a boyfriend? Please, 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 guys, I've been suffering. I'm so up to here with suffering by myself. I need someone to suffer with me. Like, oh babe, oh, I just want to cry. Call somebody. Oh babe, please. Where do we go and find these people, and not on dating apps? Because I just feel like dating apps are so ghetto. Like, I hate a dating app down. And I'm in Boston, by the way. I'm in Boston, and I don't want someone who's playing too much. I'm not a game mina. I'll show you your fucking mom. Don't do that. Don't try that with me. No? A serious person. Have a serious job. Be funny. Have height. Be taller than me at least. No? And they're not just a little bit tall. Be taller than me at least. You know? Where are you?
How can you be desperate and entitled at the same time? That's a crazy, weird mix. So, you know, it doesn't matter what background, where they're from. They tend to think alike. It's a hive mind thing. They think alike nowadays. She said, I'm not a game player, as if she would have any leverage over the guy that she's requesting be better than her.